Welcome everybody to our celebration, holiday celebration for She's Creating an Empire. Of course, we had to get a little dressed up. I think I missed my rave days. What do you guys think? Anyways, welcome. We're so excited that you're here. Every single year, we do a recap of what's been going on inside of our free community, as well as with our students with She's Creating an Empire. Of course, many of you know my name is Melanie Greeno. I'm the CEO and founder of She's Creating an Empire, where women learn to build business, brands, and bank accounts that they love. Now, we started with the vision of being able to really create an environment where women could feel like they could come, they could learn to be top producers, get results, not only in their finances, in their personal branding. We're going to go through that today. And we have some very, very special guests with us today who have actually become certified coaches with our community and have absolutely rocked it as far as personal results in their own lives. And so I'm really excited to share that with you as well. So I want to start off by asking you a quick question. What would you like 2023 to look like for you? If you could do anything in the next 12 months, you could not fail. What would you want that thing to be or things to be? So as I review my 2022, I realized there was a lot of ways that I was playing small, things that I was shrinking back from. And of course, I want to course correct and step into leveling up in 2023. What are some of your things that you would do this year if you knew you couldn't fail? Go ahead and drop it in the chat. If you're watching live, put a 1. If you're watching the replay, please drop a 2. And I am just going to see if I can share my screen with you guys so we can, get it started. All right. So when I think about what's been going on, just let's make sure, Cassie, can you unmute yourself and tell me if you can see the screen okay? Are you guys good? Can you see my screen? The reason I'm asking is because I can't see you as soon as I share. Okay. That's fun. I can't see you all if I share it that way. This is going to be fun. Hold your glass of water and watch this. Okay. Are you ready? Here we go. So when I think about, how I approach the upcoming year, it's always with a review. You guys know that we have a planner with She's Creating an Empire. We've developed a planner, and it's the success system that allows for you to continuously be able to course correct and fix some things in life that may be working or maybe not be working, right? He who or she who course corrects the fastest gets results the soonest. And so when I think about what the last year looked like, I think about what worked, right? What was going really well, and then what things weren't going well, and what are the fixes. We never get into condemnation because, of course, that doesn't serve anyone. But we do have to have a realistic look at what part of our lives were we, really getting results, and what parts were we maybe making excuses, shrinking back, playing small, and or people pleasing, which I know some of you may have be recovering people pleasers. But we want to be able to do that so that we can move forward faster at a, pace that allows for us to elevate quickly or take a quantum leap. Now, we are here as a community to help women build a business, brand, and bank account that they love. We want for people to really create a business that they love, whether it's tapping into their own zone of genius. Some women want to be coaches. They're not sure how. We have a turnkey coaching system. Some women have an expertise and they're already coaches. They want to grow that. Some women are in network marketing. Maybe it's a service-based or product-based business, and they want to become top producers. Of course, I've created multiple 7 figures in the network marketing space and have done it 3 times. And so I have an extensive experience being able to grow a network marketing business. But some women want to do marketing, online stores. They want to take their service-based business, whether they're a lawyer, doctor, maybe they own a some sort of service that they want to be able to market online. To me, it doesn't matter because all business is the same. I've owned traditional businesses. I was a pastor of a church and done church plans. I've owned online businesses. We have multiple streams of income of online sources, right? Took my coaching business to multiple six figures, actually 360,000 in my first year. And so you guys understand that you really can create a business online that you absolutely love, because we want for you to be able to live in abundance and earn in your unique gifts, right? You're going to hear from someone on here. Her name is Megan. She's now a certified coach with our company, but she truly was not tapped into that confidence source of knowing who she was when she showed up here, and wait till you see her transformation. We also believe that women are beautiful, and when they find their brand voice, they can add inspiration, empowerment, and encouragement to our community, but not our community, the community as a whole, whether it's, whatever communities you're tapped into. A strong brand actually helps you attract your ideal clients, right? And when you share your truth with the world, you will be shocked at the magic that happens. We also want for women to be able to live debt-free, grow multiple streams of income, because that's where true security comes from. Security doesn't come from being married to the right guy or woman. It doesn't come from, the right business. It comes from the knowledge of how to grow income. When you know that you could get dropped off in the middle of a desert and create a six-figure income within a few months, that gives you security. Your security needs to be internal. We're here to create sovereign women who are, of course, my husband's my best friend. We do money together. We do life together. But if he wasn't here for whatever reason, I would be just fine. And that is the goal for She's Creating an Empire, being able to teach women how to compound their money, and really look for ways to make more, keep more, and make it grow. It's very important that we do all three things, because just making more isn't going to fix anything. It really is. That's hilarious. I love it. Sorry, I have somebody grocery shopping for me right now, and she's asking me questions. I'm like kind of busy. Okay, so you want to make more, keep more, and make it grow. And yes, you want to have people being able to help you with the tasks in your life that are important. So when we talk about our purpose and our mission, it's really important for you to understand that as we're educating and empowering women, we want to create, an education system that is a whole person system. So we have to be able to really dial in on the ways that you can increase your personal knowledge and apply it in a way that matters. For example, a lot of women do not actually even know how to budget for their household. They're not sure how to create multiple streams of income, right? They maybe have a job, but they don't have, a second or third income. Maybe they've started a network marketing business and they really don't know how to make it grow. Well, our job, the key purpose and mission is to help you advance in your knowledge base so that you can actually create the things that you want. Now, this is my favorite part. We believe women are called to business, trading, investing, networking, and empire creation. And for that reason, we provide the tools, training, community, and opportunity to partner with us on our mission to truly inspire 1 million women globally, right? To create a legacy of financial fitness. This is our goal. We want sovereign women who are impacting their communities, giving more. If you want to give to churches, orphanages, your family, if you want to retire your parents, if you want to just earn more and have prettier things, it really doesn't matter what your motivation is. The reality is good people with money do more good things. So through our core purpose, when we teach a woman, we actually educate a family. Think about it. Women are the ones that really, truly educate their families. When we educate a family, we create change in the community. And when we create change in our communities, we can actually impact nations. I want you guys to understand that this is the entire reason She's Creating an Empire came together. And what's happened in the last year, and actually, 4 years now, has been absolutely mind-blowing. Now, every week in our free community, we do weekly free events. We do education events. They're on all different types of topics. We teach on branding, social media, etc. So with our curriculum, the things that we teach debt-free living and debt repayment. building a personal brand online that attracts ideal clients, unlocking your money mindset to become a millionista. You guys understand that, it takes just as much effort to make 7 figures as it does to make 50,000 a year. Like, it's the same amount of time, effort, but we have to change the way we think about money and what we're doing with it. We want to create a compounding plan so that you know where to put your money. I know that some of you have really great mentors in this arena, and some of you have never even been taught what a financial market is, how you should be investing or what to look for, right? We hand our money over to some guy and then it flies away because those guys are paid to move your money, not to make your money make money. So you need to have your money making money, not just, flying away into somebody else's pocket. We want multiple streams of income, converting leads to paying clients with ease. So important. Coach, consultant, network marketer. We want you to attract your ideal clients and convert with them with ease. Why would you struggle and struggle and struggle? And of course, building teams through duplication. Check this out. Now, this is where I get really excited. This should say 2022. Sorry about that. We celebrated 2,300 clients that went through our courses, over 6.5 million in debt paid off. Clients added 3 to 5 streams of income on average, 850 women who started their journey to learning the markets. We paid out over 150,000 in commission. 50 new coaches joined the team in the last year. 5,400 women have now joined our free group. Marriage is restored, and many have broken the chains of despair and are living a better, more empowered life. So I want for you guys to think about, what would you want in 2023? You guys, I moved today. You got to forgive me. If you could have anything this next year, what would it be? How much would you earn? What would you do with your time? And why do you want that? When we get in touch with what we want and how we want it, we can actually start to create it. So I'm going to run through the 5 laws of attraction very quickly. And then I want for you guys to hear from a couple of people that have done amazing things in their own lives and businesses this year. Now, law number 1, everything is energy. If you want to become a 6 or 7 figure earner, I want you to drop 6 or 7 in the chat. If you are not yet at 6 figures and want to get there this year, drop 6 figures. And if you're already there, or if you just want to skip over that and go to 7 figures, put 7 figures in the chat, because everything is energy. You must vibrate at the frequency of the thing that you want to attract, right? The reason our community is so powerful is because you get around people that are vibrating at a certain frequency. And when you do that, everything changes. Your old beliefs do not lead to new results. We have to get rid of those old beliefs, clear those patterns, and start to build in beliefs and patterns that are actually going to serve you. Now, whether you had a great year or a character building year, it's time to shake it off. So I'm going to bring on senior coach Shanda Wright. I am so excited for you guys to hear from her, because let me tell you, this woman has literally actually impacted our community and globally created a movement through the projects that she's working on. She is one of our top coaches. She actually has the most amount of clients running through our programs. She is really, really impacting people's lives. And I want for you guys to hear from her. Shanda, if you don't mind just sharing, I know there's a lot of new people on here, right? They don't know that you've gone from cubicle to global entrepreneur. They don't know that you've changed everything. So take a few minutes, share your prior to, let them know what's happened since, and then I got a couple more questions for you.
Okay, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I'm so excited that we're all here today. So thank you, Melanie, for hosting this and for she's creating an empire. I don't know where I would be otherwise. So prior to She's Creating an Empire, I was working in a beige cubicle during the day. And then at night, I would go and serve tables. And so I was exhausted. I was taught that you had to invest if you wanted to retire, right? So I saw my mom at 45 years old, not able to work anymore because of a car accident. So I was like, I better start investing soon. I saw that little in the Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki talks about compound interest. And for me, it blew my mind. I was like, okay, the sooner you start growing your money, the better. So I got into real estate because every millionaire has real estate, right? And you can't lose money in it. Yeah, I was wrong. I was very wrong. You can lose money in real estate. But what happened is that any spare minute I had, my vacation time, it was all being used to clean up rentals or, do the yard work or, fix something in a suite. And I literally hadn't had a vacation in 10 years. And I was just exhausted. I had over $1 million in debt that was not making me money. And I just didn't know how to get out, but I knew that I couldn't keep doing it. I was sitting there in my beige cubicle, staring at the beige walls and the beige building in my corporate monkey suit, and just thinking like, okay, how long is this going to take? And I sat down and I did the math, and it was still going to be like 40 years at the pace I was at, even though I had a couple of rentals and I was maxing out my 401k, my RRSP every year. It wasn't moving very quick. And I looked at my investment statements and they weren't growing very quick. And so I had to figure something out that was different. So then I met Melanie and everything changed. And learning how to look at my money differently and learning that I'm actually my best investment. Like that was really, I came in here without a very high sense of self-worth. I had a high work ethic. I knew that I could figure things out, but I didn't have a high self-worth. And so I was kind of scared of trying new things. I was kind of scared of investing in myself. Like, was I worth paying all this money for coaching? Was I worth going to these courses? Like, would I actually do it? And what I figured out was that when I was in Melanie's company, when I was on calls like this, when I was in live events, that I was the most brave. So I started making decisions on events in the moment where the strongest people were around me, so I could kind of borrow their bravery, borrow your bravery, Melanie. And so I just kept doing event after event. First I started as, taking the Financial Fitness Academy and then moving into coaching and the Momentum Group and, one-on-one coaching and just doing everything as it came up, but using the bravery and the courage of the women in the community to kind of inspire me to move forward. So since then, I've been able to pay off over $1 million in debt. I've been able to start. Now I have like 4 or 5 streams of income, and it's really special because I could, like she said, grow it again. I actually know how to do it now. I know how to do this one thing. I know how to build income streams online. And I've learned financial literacy. When things get tight, I know what to do. When I have extra expenses, I know how to adjust. I have now a plan that has, I fired my boss and I get to make my own schedule. So that's huge because I was really excited about that. But then on the other end, it was having a retirement plan that was less than 10 years. Like being able to actually see my money grow, see my income streams grow, and invest in my own skill set to the point where I could go and make enough money to live on passively. And so the first step was owning my time. And now the next step is scaling my money and scaling my businesses. And the cool thing is that it's all here. It's not like, this is one of those beginner courses that there's no one who's doing it at a high level around. As you keep growing, I keep growing, and we all keep growing. And, I thought there was a there where there would be no more stretching, no more growing. Like I could just rest at this place. But as soon as you get there, then there moves because it just feels like there's the next thing. And so having coaches, mentors, and a community that can really support me as I continue to ask questions, get curious, grow, and become better has been really incredible. I'm really grateful for everything that's come into my life and into my mind and into my heart and the friends that I've made. I have an amazing community of women now, and it's really special. You're muted, Melanie.
Okay, so I want you to talk about that for a minute because I think we undervalue or it becomes normal the community that we have and the connections that we make here, because in the corporate world, how many of those people were your friends or were actually invested in your future, like really truly invested, and then versus what you have going on now, because I know you've built quite an amazing network.
Yeah, well, I heard that, poor people look for work while wealthy people build networks. And I didn't really understand what that meant. And I'm starting to. Like, that's what I think I figured out this year, is how important it is to build these connections, to build friendships around the world, and to really add value in the marketplace. So when I was working, I put up with a lot of people I didn't like. Like I had a lot of people that I put up with at work. And even in friendships, like, I would be there for them, but they weren't there for me. And I just kind of thought that was normal in my family. People were always asking for stuff from me instead of, it being reciprocal. So I just kind of was a doormat, and it came from a heart of wanting connection and genuine love and all those things. But now having this network of people that's built on my value system, built on my standards, built on my direction in life, it's been really special because those things, when you actually get connected to your mission, your vision, your purpose, your calling and your true self, like not that performance self, but that true self, then we can all just show up as we are. And there's not this expectation of perfection. And we get to do, crazy big goals and work together on fun projects and travel to different events. I know there's actually a couple of ladies on here. We were just at an education event in Vegas, and we got to learn about growing our money, growing our businesses. And so traveling together, having these memories together, and quite frankly, having people that I know actually have my back because they have my best interests in mind, not just their best interest in mind. And so I've really been able to not only genuinely create that from my point of view, but attract those sorts of people, which has been really, really special. Because through all the ups and the downs of owning a business, having some other ladies who are like in it too feels really good.
I love that. Thank you for being here. I know that you got a lot going on. You absolutely, as usual, really are able to share your heart in a way that we can hear it. And so I appreciate you. I appreciate all your hard work this year. And one of your proteges is going to be up here. Actually, you've been working with both of them alongside of us for the last year. They have had massive transformations, like massive. You're going to hear from Sydney Crow next. So I'm so excited for that because she's making more money than she's ever made. This is why I got these. Like, yes, can we have like angel clapping? I don't know. So I'm so excited, but thank you for your work with them. And thank you for everything that you do. Seriously, it's amazing. All right. So I'm going to just share with you guys tip number 2, and then we're going to talk to Sydney very quickly so that you guys can hear from her because, of course, the slide is important, but she is more important. So key number 2, to be able to share your create your results that you're looking for. Law number 2 for abundance, crystal clear vision for what we want to create. Crystal clear vision. You are the sum of the environment that you are in. You just heard Shanda talk about getting in the right environment, getting around the right people. This is uber important to make decisions around people more successful than you because you borrow their bravery, right? Your imagination is the key to your future. It is actually the workshop of your future. Whatever you can imagine today and you can hold in your mind, you can hold in your hand tomorrow. So if you want to have a 6-figure or 7-figure business, if you want to have a personal brand, if you want to have a happy marriage, no debt, more money, all of these things, we have to build it in our mind first so we can hold it in our hand. To develop new beliefs, you need to know what is possible. I'm going to bring up Coach Sydney because I think it's really important for you guys to hear from her. I want her to tell her story in her words because wow. She is probably the most improved player. I love it for 2022. For sure. And I know that she's going to be responsible for helping the next best players come on the scene. So she is a certified coach when she's creating an empire. She has had multiple rank advancements in her company this year, absolutely crushing it over there. She is literally a cheering squad for anybody in our community, helping them do the same. And she's had massive transformation. So Sydney, if you don't mind sharing with everybody kind of where you were when you came to our community, tell them how you got like your first exposure. That's so amazing. And then just, I'll ask you some questions if I need to.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for having me. Merry Christmas. I'm going to take off my Christmas glasses because I don't know if I can actually have this conversation the whole time with that on, but I wanted to be a little festive for the holiday party. My very first exposure to She's Creating an Empire was actually the holiday party 2 years ago. So it was this exact same event in 2020. And honestly, I still can, my heart pounds when I think back to that person that sat on this Zoom 2 years ago because my life has completely transformed in just 2 short years. I hadn't realized how far gone I had gotten. My life from the outside looked really great. We had the house, the cars, the kids, the great marriage. And honestly, it was very, very hard for me to admit to myself that my spark had gone completely out inside. You know, I didn't want to rock the boat. I honestly thought that adulting was, you know, just getting up and doing it the next day. And I didn't want to really admit to myself, most of all, that I was so unhappy. So when I sat on this event 2 years ago and I heard Melanie and Shanda speak, and that energy came through my computer screen, because I didn't even really want to be on it. I had a friend just be like, just listen. And I was like, okay, like whatever. And I was going to watch TV and just have it on in the background. And it was such a captivating event. The energy was literally pouring through my screen. And that event literally changed my life. That night, I literally can picture it and feel it in my bones. And I'm so, so grateful that I said yes. And I just got around you, Melanie, because the way that you have poured into my life for this 2 years, your one-on-one coaching, the momentum group coaching, everything, like Shanda said, I had to say yes in those moments, because originally I signed up for a 5-day challenge. And everything in those 5 days, it just kept snowballing and snowballing and snowballing. And the mission that She's Creating an Empire resonated so deeply in my soul to empower 1 million women, especially moms in my world, because so many of us pour into everyone around us, and we never really want to say, I'm unhappy, things aren't okay, I'm not feeling great. Like, it's always about everyone around you. And the way that you have shown me the path to live a life of my dreams and allow me to share that with my kids, most of all, my 2 young daughters who are 9 and 7, like, their lives will never be the same because of you and how you have built this community. So I'm super, super grateful for that.
You're making me cry. Okay, so this is the point, right? I didn't do this on my own, you guys. I learned, like, I was a broke, homeless, single mom. You guys all know that, right? Like, I had to learn the hard way how to build my life from scratch and go from that dark place, Sydney, right? And it is hard as a mom, or even as a single woman, to say, hey, like, I actively created this life and now I'm in it and I don't want it, or I need to change it, but I don't know how to change it, right? It's not that we don't want it. It's just that it's not what we thought it was going to be and we're not sure how to shift it. So I want you to tell everybody, I know, which is so crazy, that you were on this exact event, which I only found that out about a month ago when you were giving, you know, a talk with a group. I was like, what? That's really cool. So talk to me about your first year versus your second year, because this is 2 years now. You joined the momentum group, you became a certified coach. You know, your first year, I watched you for sure get results, but your second year has been like, what? So like, tell them the process of that. Why would you be here 2 years in a row?
Yeah, well, and on to year 3. And that, I feel like, is what I'm most excited about. But year 1 was a lot of learning. Like I said, I had never, before meeting you, I had never even built a budget. I didn't know, like, money came in, money came out. We never had a ton of like massive debt, but my money wasn't working for me. My husband and I were never going to be able to retire. We heard Shanda talk about how she was a very hard worker. I was raised that way. If I wanted more money, I got another job. And that's exactly what I had done prior to meeting you. Like, my husband and I have a company. He works full time. I had decided, oh, I'm going to go out and get a job. I worked for a marketing company. And I was like, oh my God, like, I can't believe that this is it. Like, I feel like I'm working myself to the bone into like 1 foot in the grave already. I'm not even 40 years old. And I didn't know how to invest properly. I didn't know how to build a budget. And so year 1 for me was a lot of learning. I had a lot of personal growth that I had to go through. And it was a lot of like drinking from a fire hose. And so year 2, I really got to implement a lot of that. We became debt free. I got to learn how to really set goals prior to like just reacting to what life was throwing at us. So we had really set out some goals in 2021. We talk a lot in the planner about 5 banner goals. Some of those goals in 2021, I smashed, or 2022, I've smashed out of the park. Some of them I've barely scratched the surface on. I found that 2022 for me was a lot of ups and downs. Like, most entrepreneurs go through this. You have this like year of learning, and then it's like up, down, up, down, up, down. And that was the year that I was in. when I started 2022, I was very excited. We had a lot of personal stuff thrown at us with our daughter and health stuff. And then we had a lot of shifts going on with our company. And so I started to really feel myself reacting out of fear, pulling back. And then by the time summer rolled around this year, I was introduced to another company, and it really set my alignment on fire. And that's where I've had this exponential growth that you mentioned. And I just, when you stick it out and you persevere through those ups and downs and those valleys, like there were a lot of times this year where I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I don't, like, all around everything. I was like, maybe I should just get a job. That's like the amount of times I've said that to Sean throughout this year. And he was like, it just seems easier. And it probably would be, but it wouldn't be a life of my dreams. It wouldn't be a life that I'm living by design. I want to travel the world with my kids. If I went back to a job, I would be stuck there. And so a lot of this year for me was learning how to push through those glass ceilings that you teach about, because I hit a lot of them in 2022. And so that's kind of where, versus year 1 to year 2, and now going into year 3 is going to see that exponential momentum.
Well, and I love it, because if you think about it, how possible or plausible was it for you to not follow through if you weren't actively engaged in coaching all year? For real, like, think about it. Because I know that's true for me, guys. I have a coach, and if I'm not actively engaged in mentorship and coaching or mastermind, I'm like, peace out. Like, this is, but you're right. It's not, job's easier, but not better. Of course, keep your job if you want to, that's fine. But I love that you've connected the dots on the importance of being in, again, it's environment, right? Staying in an environment, an incubation environment where you can really create those results. Now, tell them where you got to take your kids this year.
We went to Croatia, which was beautiful. It was a dream come true. I mean, I had first class tickets on my dream board for a couple of years, and we really just got to include them in everything. It was a trip that Sean and I were supposed to take for our 10-year anniversary in 2020, and that had to get delayed and canceled. And so to be able to include them on this journey, on such a monumental reason for us to be there, and to really not have to hold back in any way, shape, or form, I mean, those are memories that we're all going to have for the rest of our lives. And so that was definitely one of my banner goals for the year.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I am experiencing right now the joys of having a home-based business. I'm in my brand new office, and there's men installing a kitchen. Yeah, see? Shh. So zip it. Like, it's hilarious. They're like banging, my dog's barking. Okay, but honestly, I am so proud of you, because the reality is, when I met you, you were really in this place of, you wanted it. You hoped it was possible, but you didn't believe it yet. Like, you did, you'd bounce off of belief, but then you were like, hope, believe, like, you just did this thing. And now you're like, you're in it, you're doing it. You've made more money online than you've ever made. You've owned your brand, you've owned your voice, you've got your family dialed in. It makes my hair stand on end. Like, seriously, I'm so, so proud of you. And thank you for being here. I absolutely love having you here. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so
good.
much.
All right, guys. So if you want us to be able to see your name, you have to give StreamYard permission. Sorry. I love that. Somebody said, totally relate to this. That's me. Can you drop your name in the chat so we know who we're talking to? Because I really, really do want to know each and every one of you so that we can build a strong community. Okay. So let me just share my slide. We're going to move into number 3, law number 3, so that we can really nail this down for you guys, so you can see what is working for you or what can work for you. So law number 3, we want to be able to visualize ourselves already in possession of the thing that we desire. We want to visualize ourselves already in possession of the thing that we desire. This is where most people get it wrong. Most people hope and wish, but they don't see themselves already owning it. They don't see themselves already doing it. I am guilty of this as well. I was on with my coach this year, which I paid $70,000 for, right? That's my target. That's how much it costs to coach with my coach. And the question was, how much money did I want to earn this year? And I gave him the number, and he's like, that's a joke, right? And I'm like, no. And I thought I was aiming too high. He said that's a tenth of what you should be aiming for. And I was like, oh, snap. This is why we need coaches, because I have to work on my ability to see myself as the person that's earning that kind of money. And so do you. So if you want to be a six-figure earner, if you want to make 10K a month, if you want to be a $10,000 a month coach, if you want, to have whatever it is that you want, we have to be able to see yourself in possession of the thing that you desire and be the person, see yourself as the person that's already attained that thing. Another way to say that would become a friend with your future self. Right? A friend with your future self. You want to make friends with your future self so that you can love on that person and really get identified with what it is going to take to become that in total, right? And you want to feel yourself already in possession of that thing. Now, I believe Regina could not make it on. I might be wrong, but we're going to move on to law number 4. Law number 4 is the law of allowing. This is a very, very powerful law. The law of allowing states that the things you want, the desires of your heart, are already seeking you. You have to allow them to come to you. Believe you are worthy and ready to receive them. You can't just be like, oh, I want the thing. This is a good one, right? I want to be a millionaire. Next thought, oh my God, I can't afford eggs. I want to travel the world. Oh, but who are you to do that? You don't even have a passport. That is not the law of allowing. That's the opposite. That is a double binding message. You guys will learn about that if you decide to become a part of our, school system, if you want to say. But oh yeah, funny thing. I always said I wanted to rewrite the school system. And then I realized through our courses and programs, that's actually what I'm doing, because we're rewiring the way you were taught to do life so that you can actually become financially independent and completely free. Just FYI, right? That's the goal. Financially fit, totally free. Somebody drop financially fit, totally free in the chat. So you have to be able to allow the things that you want to come to you. You can't keep putting up barriers. I understand the struggle feels real, right? And now you guys, if you haven't seen my master class, we did a master class on releasing the struggle. Your life does not have to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard. You can decide and just do it, right? Our perception creates our reality, right? You might see something as expensive and I don't see it as expensive, or you might see something as inexpensive and I think, wow, that's really expensive for that thing. Our perception matters. So we have to allow the things that we want to come to us and believe that we are worthy and ready to receive. So this has been a big, big lesson, I know, for Megan. So I want to bring on Meg Goddard, who got married this year. Congratulations. I absolutely love it. Now, Meg, can you just fill everybody in? What do you do for a living? How long have you been with She's Creating an Empire? You're a certified coach with us now, which is exciting. So just kind of share with everybody your story, your journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on here, and Merry Christmas to everybody. I love the head gear. Definitely a little nervous, but I'm really excited. My story is I did all the right things. I went to post-secondary school. I chose the career path of healthcare because one, I want to help people, and I chose that career path because I figured that it was a secure job, and that's what you're supposed to do. And so fast forward 10 years, I was still living at home. I was in over $40,000 in consumer debt, and I was miserable. I found myself in my doctor's office with shortness of breath and chest pain because I had burnout from working too much. And it was kind of like a pivoting point in my life where I had to make a change. And a dear friend of mine that I grew up in a small town with down the street, Danielle Reese, introduced me to Melanie in a coffee shop. I remember that day. And she invited me to She's Creating an Empire, and it was, I think, a huge eye-opener as far as a community goes for me. I had no idea that there was such supportive women out there in healthcare. I mean, I was ostracized, I was bullied, I was judged for taking that time off during my burnout, and so to me, it was brand new for someone like Melanie and Shanda who want you to grow and become someone develop you and become you and to find your voice and speak your truth.
Sorry guys, Melanie just moved into a new place today and I think she might be having some technical difficulties. I know earlier today her internet had gone down. I don't have access to the slide to continue unless Cassie can put it up for me. But Megan, so excited to hear about how you were able to meet Melanie through Danielle, and your transformation has been phenomenal. Why don't you tell them a little bit about why you decided to become a coach?
I think the last year has been kind of like the messy process of finding myself and learning how to move from kind of an employee mindset to taking the reins of my own life, and just getting really clear on what my like trajectory of what I want in life. Like I have dreamt about meeting like the love of my life, and I've dreamt about having like financial security and time freedom, and so I have had a lot of boxes checked in the last year. And because of She's Creating an Empire, I've gained that confidence and more or less just consistency in my life, and understanding that we go through rhythms and having that grace to give ourselves grace, because I tend to take things like seriously and I forget to have fun and I get into my head, and so I think I've moved through a lot of the messy part of me, and I've just realized that there's so many people that are in the same position as I am, especially being a healthcare worker. Like we're overworked and underpaid, and it's exhausting. And you look at my age group where you have moms like yourself who want to be at home with their children and not have to rely on daycare. And so I think that's been my biggest shift this year, is that I've got so many tools on my belt and like confidence that's been instilled into me, like with Melanie and this community, that I now want to take that and give that away to other women who were me 2 or 3 years ago, where I didn't have a community and I didn't have that support. And so I'm super grateful for where I am and that I get to share this with so many other beautiful women.
I love it. I love it. You guys, here's two things. So did you tell them what happened when I met you? Did you tell them about our first meeting?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? So I met her in a coffee shop, guys. I met her at a network marketing meeting, actually. Somebody was introducing her to the business that we were working on. And when I met her, she basically was like flat out, the adulting sucks. Like, I don't know, without getting into details, just this whole thing sucks. I don't want to do it. Anyway, she was not loving life. Let's just put it that way. And the transformation that I've seen you go through, Megan, has been nothing short of astounding, for real. The fact that you're on camera, able to reach out to your clients, that you're building a business, that you're transitioning away from that employee mindset into that full-time entrepreneur. It's really beautiful, and it shows up
Did we lose her?
We might have. She might be frozen again. So, but it is what she was saying is it is showing up, and you are just glowing with how well you are, just your transformation this year. I would love for you to just share a little bit about how you made your checklist for your husband and then he appeared, because your goal setting in this community has been amazing. And it's such an, like, so inspiring to see how you can manifest. And I'm sure a lot of people would love to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a New Year's resolution that I was going to write out my ideal partner. And so I made a list down to like a full set of teeth, to like their overall like health, to their exercising, to being able to go to a party and see each other on the opposite sides of the room and you know, have that like eye contact. I described him to like his height, to his hands, to like the interaction that we have. And so I think just being as cliche as it is, but being as clear as you possibly can be on who you want to attract. 6 months later, he showed up. And it was organic, and it was in a place that we just, you know, we became like magnets to each other. And our relationship just progressively grew from going to San Francisco after 3 months of, you know, only meeting each other. And, you know, we did all the firsts together, whether it was hiking to golfing to traveling to Belize. And then 4 years later, we got married on a mountaintop. And that was, funny enough, something that I had posted on my Pinterest before I even met him, that's where I wanted to get married. And I manifested it, I created it, and it came alive.
I absolutely love that. And that's something that we're taught a lot in this community, is about manifestation and goal setting, and how to do those checks and balances and make sure that we can hold that vision in our mind and then hold it in our hand. And so I absolutely love you. I love working with you. And I'm not sure if we're going to get Melanie back today, but it was amazing to have everybody on here. I don't know what the rest of the plan was. I'm just going to check the chat here. Yes. So lastly, since it doesn't look like we are going to get Melanie back on here, we have an amazing holiday bundle with She's Creating an Empire. So that includes our momentum group, which is our group coaching. Cassie says we might be getting Mel back, but I'm just going to go through the holiday bundle. It also includes our coaching program. And so you guys, this is on at like an 89% discount right now, where you can come into our community, get our momentum group coaching. That's usually 2 calls a month, and then become a certified coach within this community. Cassie is putting the QR code up here on the screen. I really appreciate you, Cassie. So you can just go ahead and scan that and get all of the other details on the bundle, but it is literally the lowest price it's ever going to be. I personally just reinvested for next year, because the momentum group has just been so instrumental in keeping me involved in the community, keeping me accountable to myself and my goals, and allowing me to go through every year and progress in a way that I'm forever grateful for. I know Megan's grateful for. Shanda's also grateful for. You guys, this community really sets you up for success. And so I'm super excited for that. And then you also have the ability to become a certified coach here and help with our mission of empowering 1 million women around the world, and creating that difference that Mel's created in our lives, and pay it forward. So very, very grateful for that. And if you guys have any other questions, you can either message me or Mel, Megan, whoever invited you onto this call or into this community. Definitely reach back to them and ask questions if you have them. I'm just going to check the comments and make sure that there's no other comments here. Yeah, whoever that Facebook user is, everyone should sign up for the Ultimate Bundle. Absolutely. It is literally the best deal on the market to get this level of coaching. You guys, we will not see these pricing again. Cassie's dropped the link there in the comments as well. So yes, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to message us. We are here to help. And I wish you guys all a really, really happy holiday season. We're super grateful that you guys decided to spend some time with us on this holiday party. And like you heard in my story, this event changed my life for the last 2 years. And so I'm very, very excited to see who gets their lives transformed into 2023. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thanks for coming, Megan.
Thank you.